Today's soup, chicken and veggies. A healthy soup you actually want to eat. Today we're going to make chicken soup with just a few ingredients. Very, very simple. So what I have here is just 3 stalks of celery, 3 carrots, which you have to peel, wash, all that, and a medium-sized onion. White onion, yellow onion, red onion, whatever kind of onion you want. I don't have garlic here because I don't like the way it smells on Paul's breath, but you can use garlic or whatever other ingredient that you like. Okay, hit pause. When you hit it, you say action.
Action.
Alright, so I bought 3 chicken breasts. Normally at Walmart you can get the chicken breasts that are thin cut, and that's easier to deal with. But they didn't have that in my grocery store, so I'm just using regular chicken breasts. And I'm just trimming off the ugly parts that I don't like. So the fatty parts can go away. And I just ran it under some water. You never wash it off like normal. Did you tell me action?
Ready to go. Action.
Alright, so I have just some regular extra virgin olive oil. I don't know if it's the good kind or bad kind, I just got some. Okay? And I put just a little dab, maybe like a tablespoon, in my pan. Okay? And that's just to keep things from sticking. You see, just a little dab will do ya. Okay, that's where I'm going to put my chicken in. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. And just cook that kind of on medium, like a 6 or 7, just to get the chicken cooked before I put it in my soup. Now, I'm using a iron Dutch oven because I like it, but you can use a big stock pan if you have like a big stock pot, or a saucepan or whatever you have. Okay, but I like using this. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here too, maybe like a tablespoon. And this is what I'm going to cook my veggies in. I like to get them kind of soft to get it on its way, and then I will cut it down and I'll put in my stock. Alright, so when this gets hot, we'll dump in the chicken. Well, let's go ahead and put in our veggies. I did about, looks like about a cup of celery. Some of that in there. Turn that on too. And I'm going to do that on the same kind of temperature. I have about ½ cup of carrots. You can use more or less, whatever you like. And I cut them kind of small, you know, just because I don't like it too hard, but I like a little bit of to it. Then I have some onion. I only cut up half of that onion because I don't really need that much onion in my food. So, but if you really like onion, you do a whole onion. But I just did half. Okay? For seasoning, I'll put that in later. You can use Nature Seasoning or Mrs. Dash. I got Mrs. Dash because it had 0 sodium. I don't know how it tastes, but we're going to find out. Okay, and pause. Okay, so our chicken and our veggies have been cooking for about 5 minutes now. And if you want to take a look at what we have here, okay? See, I have my chicken chunks here, and there's a few that have a few red spots in them. We're going to just cook those. And I put a little bit of pepper in there. I think I'm going to do just a couple more turns of pepper. And I just like a lot of pepper. But you will do this to your taste. Okay? And before it gets finally done, I want to put in my Mrs. Dash. Just a few shakes. Now for my veggies, I put the lid on to kind of sweat them out, and this helps to get them a little mushy without drying them out. And all I did was put just a couple turns of pepper in here, and they've been cooking for about 6 or 7 minutes now. And until it gets a little soft like I like it, I'm going to keep cooking them down, because this is how I kind of brush my soup a little bit. So if I want to eat it tonight, I'll cook this a little more. If I want to eat it maybe tomorrow night, then I'll just let the broth simmer with the veggies for a few hours, okay, until everything gets soft and melded together. Okay? So we'll let that cook a little bit longer. And then our next step will be to put in our chicken broth. Okay, cut. Okay, our chicken is finished. Now I've cooked this till it's done. It's white and I don't see any pink spots. But it's not cooked hard because it's going to be cooked hard in the soup, but I want it to still be moist and soft when you eat it. So I didn't cook it all the way hard in the pan, but it's fully cooked, okay? In my stock pan, I cooked my veggies, and they're nice and soft, and I went ahead and turned my heat down so that they wouldn't scorch. Okay. Now I have purchased some chicken broth with 33% less sodium, so it has less salt in it, which is always a good thing. And this is the 48-ounce container. And if you find you don't use all the broth, you know you can freeze it for 3 months. But after 3 months, you have to throw it away. I'm going to stir my veggies around. And if you want to see that 48 ounces will give you a good sized supply of soup. But if you're going to have company over you weren't expecting, then I would go with 32 ounce, and then you can just add as much as you want until it gets to the level that you think will feed your party. Okay, now for my chicken, all of the good stuff that chicken is cooking in, I'm going to put it in my soup because that's flavor. All the little pieces. It's delicious. It smells so good. Every last bit of it. Okay. And I'm going to turn my heat off, but I'm going to keep my stock pot on low. Okay? And if I wanted to cook this for a few hours slowly, then I would keep it on low until you start smelling it and you taste it. It tastes just the way you want it. But because we're kind of in a hurry, Paul and I want to eat before 10 o'clock tonight, I'm going to turn it up until I get a boil. Once I get a boil, then I'll reduce it and I'll put the lid on. Okay? And then that is how you do your soup. You'll season it to the way you like it until it tastes the way you want it. You'll add your Mrs. Dash or your nature seasoning. I say just add a little bit till it tastes the way you like it. You can freeze this for up to 3 months, or you can have it tonight for dinner, which is what we're going to do. Hope you enjoy that. Action.
Delicious as always. My wife's the best cook in the world.